Hello and good evening. Araya here. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about the afterlife and my own near-death experiences. So not only have I had my own near-death experiences, several of them, but I've also taken classes in shamanism and evidential mediumship. I'm an initiated shaman, and they both teach the same thing in both of those classes, and that is in regards to the afterlife. Once you cross over, you are met with relatives, and you drop all of your earthly baggage. And from there, you go and you do a life review and you get healing. So, I wanted to talk about this because being a medium, I find that those who have not crossed over, when you're not crossed over, you haven't ascended to the astral world, to the ancestral realm, into the higher fourth dimension. So you're still carrying the earthly baggage, and then once you cross over into the light, is when you drop your earthly baggage and do the life review and go on and get healing. And that healing takes about 50 of our earth years, about. And it doesn't matter who you are, where you've been, what you've done. Everybody, when they cross over, they drop the earthly baggage, and you get this feeling of bliss and harmony. Things make sense again, and then you go on to do the life review and healing. There are no exceptions to that. Everybody I've met, and I've met a lot who have near-death experiences, almost I'd say 98% of them, it's very pleasant and very illuminating. The other 2%, that would be about 2 out of the 100 that I've heard about, it's unpleasant. But the common denominator I see in those people, they have not crossed over yet, and they practiced black magic in which they had used other souls, infringed on their free will, and had them do their bidding for them. So in that case, it seems like they have to confront those souls and answer to those souls before they get to cross over. And at that point, the only thing that would help hold them back is the fear of confronting them and the fear of crossing over, because they feel like they might be judged. And nobody gets judged. The only person who judges us is ourselves through the life review. And the other thing is, because of this fear of crossing over, that kind of in between, there's just such a huge number of earthbound spirits in the astral plane. There are trillions, where there's just a few billion of us here on Earth. On that version of Earth, the astral version of us, Earth, there's trillions. And so I, do my best to try to counsel the ones that I am around and cross them over if they're afraid. We call them the angels, and open a portal to the ancestral realm so they can actually meet their ancestors and go where they're going. And this way they can build some trust and really be secure that they're going somewhere where they're going to get resolve and be able to move on in a pleasant way. This isn't a universe of punishment. And so these are things that we're taught, but I have the actual experience of having had near-death experiences. I've had 4. And one of them I remember very clearly. And the first one, I was never allowed to remember again, because the first one was so pleasant that I kept on trying to go back. And what happened was I had overdosed myself. I was very, very sad because I had signed away my son. I had a family friend adopt my son, and it was supposed to be an open adoption, and I had found out that they wanted to not make it open anymore, and I realized I would never see him again. And so after not using for 5 years, I overdosed myself. And what happened was, all of a sudden I was in this place. All I saw was like this golden white light, and I felt this peace, bliss, and harmony that I didn't think was possible to feel, So I had crossed over for a moment and dropped all my earthly baggage. That is a thing. I know that for a fact now. and I was face to face with a Native American. It must have been an ancestor. It was hard. They were elderly, so it was hard to discern male or female. But, you know, I was connecting with them. I felt like a mother energy. And then boom, I was pushed back, and I was not happy to be back. But it's from that experience. And then much later on, when I got these teachings, I knew that the teachings were actually telling me something that was true. So I wanted to share this so that, you know, anybody out there that's holding fear, anybody out there that you know, feels like they'll be condemned for their choices, the only person that's going to condemn you is you. You know, I feel that the astral world of earthbound spirits is so congested because there are all these souls that are just scared to cross over. And, you know, most of us are, you know, all of us are going to have our time one day, right? And, you know, it's best for us to release that programming. You know, we all get, this is just a cycle where we all end up throughout the incarnation process. We have lives that are rich, lives that are poor, lives where we're saints, lives where, you know, we're sinners per se. I hate that word because I don't believe in sin. But, you know, we run through the gamut of different experiences. And so this is why I wanted to share that with you. And I'd love to hear if any of you have had near-death experiences or what your perception is. And with that, I send you lots and lots and lots of love. And have a wonderful day.